Please subscribe to this channel for more videos related to Catholic Christian teaching. About the end of the first and the beginning of the second century, heresies emerged which denied the reality of Christ's human body and stigmatized as fantasy the facts of Christ's earthly life, especially his suffering and death. Christ, it was claimed, had only apparently suffered. The point of departure of this Docetism was, according to the letters of St. Ignatius, the scandal of the cross. Docetism was one of the earliest Christian heresy. It affirmed that Christ did not have a real or natural body during his life on earth, but only an apparent or phantom one. The later Gnostic sects, which either attributed to Christ an apparent body without any reality, or a heavenly astral body, proceeded from Gnostic dualism, according to which a union of the divine word with a human body is not possible, since all material things were regarded not as creatures of God, but as proceeding from a primeval principle of evil. This Gnostic dualism was also the source of the Docetic errors of the Manichaeans and of the Priscillianists. Gnosticism is a collection of religious ideas and systems in the late 1st century AD among early Christian sects. Gnosticism emphasized personal spiritual knowledge above the teachings, traditions, and authority of religious institutions. Manichaeism was founded in the 3rd century AD by the Parthian prophet Mani in the Middle East. It teaches a dualistic cosmology describing the struggle between a good spiritual world of light and an evil material world of darkness. Priscillianism was a Christian sect developed in the Roman province of Hispania in the 4th century AD by Priscillian. It is derived from the Gnostic doctrines taught by Marcus, an Egyptian from Memphis. It respected most of the Old Testament but rejected the creation story because the Priscillians believed that matter and nature were evil. They became ascetics and fasted on Sundays and Christmas Day. The oldest creeds mention the most important facts of the earthly life of Jesus, that is, conception, birth, suffering, dying, and resurrection, using the words in their natural sense, and thereby exclude the Docetic denial of the reality of Christ's human nature. The Council of Chalcedon calls Christ truly God and truly man. Docetism, which continued in Manichaeism, was expressly condemned in the medieval times in the profession of faith of Michael Palaiologos, received at the Second General Council of Lyons, and in the Decretum pro Jacobitis of the General Council of Florence. The evangelists describe the facts of the earthly life of Jesus in such a fashion that one cannot doubt the reality of his body and of his soul, and of their specific similarity to the body and to the soul of other men. After the resurrection, Jesus assures the doubting disciples of the reality of his human body with the words, "Touch me and see. A spirit does not have flesh and bones as you see I have." The Apostle St. John designates the act of becoming man as becoming flesh, and combats false teachers who deny the coming of Christ in the flesh. St. Paul speaks of Christ as the mediator, calls him the man Jesus Christ, and points to the human origin of Christ as well as to his suffering and death on the cross. We preach Christ crucified. Docetism was refuted first by St. Ignatius of Antioch, and later by St. Irenaeus and Tertullian, especially in their arguments against the Gnostics. In the refutation of Docetism, St. Ignatius takes his stand on the authority of the Gospel. He cites the reported facts therein of Jesus' human life and emphasizes them with a forceful, truly, really. As the Father stressed, Docetism is particularly baneful for the Christian striving after virtue, since it leads the devaluation of the suffering and death of Christ and his redemption. It leads to the undermining of the credibility of sacred scripture and consequently of the whole Christian faith, and it nullifies the doctrine of the Eucharist. Please go to YouTube Retirementality channel playlist Doctrine of Jesus Christ the Redeemer for the complete series of these materials.